Hello there, generals. B2 here, and I'm about to make rank, which is one cool thing. But I wanted to drop a Conflict of Nations video specifically about rogue nations and kind of balancing morale. So stay tuned. So the best game I had to kind of explain this right now is the Philippines game. I know it's kind of lame, boo, Philippines, but man, I'm kind of digging them. I'm really kind of digging them. So anyway, the scoreboard's up here. These are part of my coalition, and I'm right down here at 127. Although I think I'll creep up a few spots tonight, which is actually in about 3 minutes, right? So I just want to make note of these cities that are smoking, and I wanted to show you a couple of things, right? If you click on the city and then click on the eye, it's going to tell you there's a 10% chance of insurgency, right? The factors being distance from HQ, neighboring morale, and at war with 3 nations. So if I wasn't at war with 3 nations, it would be a little bit less, and that percent goes down. But that's okay. So I've got 3 cities smoking here, and all of them have a chance. A 7% there and a 10% there. So a 7 and 2 10s. Not bad, right? The problem is that people will leave these cities. And when you vacate a city that is smoking, the chance of morale dropping and rogues showing up increase. So that chance of insurgency there at 10%. If I was to move this troop out, because the unit strength is 6.3, that unit strength would go down, and the morale and the morale factors would all change, right? So what you don't want to do is take a city over, fight for it, lose troops, damage troops, end up, it takes a lot to conquer a city. And then you immediately take all of those troops and move to the next city. What you're doing is rolling the dice. And I've seen people take over entire cities, entire countries like that, and only to the next day have the day reset, and then lose half of them to rogues and have to go back and fight 2 infantry rogue units every single time. So take 4 cities, you're going to damage yourself on 8 rogue troops. Hope that math is pretty simple. For every city, it's 2 rogue troops. Now, these bordering things, smoking, will also affect you, but they don't ever turn rogue on here when you look at them. The chance of insurgency, 0, distance. Like, it would take a lot to turn this into a rogue. It just doesn't. Don't worry about it. Just keep moving, and as the days pass on, those will stop smoking as long as you keep the city. So see here, we took Shanghai. That's a Philippine city. It was occupied. It used to be China. No longer smoking. Safe to move out, and that's what these stragglers are. These little onesie twosies all the way around. What I'll do is, if I have time to move a 2 stack out of a city, but have a 1 take over that's down here moving, like that's what you want to do. So as long as it's back before this hits midnight and goes to zeros, then the city will have a military presence and it's less likely to go rogue. So of these 3 cities, it's 2 10s and a 7. I don't expect to hit any rogues, but it's going to change here on the clock, and then the computer's going to do a quick update. So let's just do a refresh and see what happens to those cities, right? I want to show you in real time because I want you to be clear, like, this is what triggers it. It insanely just pisses me off when someone goes, takes cities, and leaves, and then I got to go back and clean up. Now, I get the benefit of taking that city and only having to kill 2 rogues, but still, your coalition should not have to take damage to retake a city, right? So here we go. The clock has turned over, and now we're in these cities, and look, we only had 1 rogue unit here. The other 2 are not smoking, so you can take these guys and move them. Like, actually, let's check this dude out first. So he's at a 10-8, attacking at a 3-3-2, and this is an 11-1, attacking 2-4-9. So we're going to be defending at 5-1-8. No problem. 2 more rounds. Dude is smoked and he's out, right? So what I'm going to do is I'm moving this guy to here, which is already moving. I'm going to move this guy to here, which is already moving. And then I'm going to move home slice to there to vacate the 2 cities that are no longer smoking, right? I could get out of them. I could build whatever. So I rebuilt the airstrip here that's repairing. So a note to make here is that you can actually use an airport that you're repairing right away, which is great, right? So as you're moving through, now anybody that needs to fly troops over can get closer because our targets are going to be Mongolia and then probably Russia. I don't know. I mean, he's in an alliance, I believe, or a coalition, and they're pretty stacked. So if I sort them and look, 17, 18, 10. Yeah, see, they got France as a 3, Spain's an 8. I don't know that there are a lot of competition, but these 17 and 18s, right? If we knock Russia right now, then anybody in the European unions could then start to move in. So Ukraine's almost out, won't be a help. These guys are all Africa, won't help. Solo guy here won't help. Greece, Serbia, Italy, Romania, right? So let's take a look at Poland. I don't see anybody else in there. So these guys, Greece, Serbia, Italy, Romania, Poland, are they fighting already? So if I come across the map, the answer to that is yep. Now see, this is important. The new map hit. They're trying to knock Poland out. It looks like Belarus, Serbia is gone. Yeah, Germany. So it looks like Serbia is taking over, but they went through these cities and now they all popped to rogues. If you look, I don't have the eye here to show that, but this is just horrible. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 22 potential rogue units to go back and fight to take these cities over. It's much easier to take the critical cities and then leave the rest to flounder, right? So here's what'll happen. If you go into Minsk, it's a components, right? Rares. You want to find the capital. Like if I was going to come after Russia, I would march right here and I would smash the capital. Why would I smash the capital first? First of all, I'm going to take an airport out level 2. I'm going to take, this army base out, and it's one of the major cities. But watch, if I come back over here to one of my cities and I look, let me find the one that's smoking right here. Actually not smoking anymore either, which is weird. I think that's why it only popped one rogue. But if I look on here, it's a distance to HQ. Well, if there's no HQ, that's an automatic 20. Not having an HQ is so tough because you can't, in order to make a city stop being a chance of insurgency, you have to have an HQ or it's going to take days, a week at a negative 20. And then if it's away, doesn't have any troops in it, that factors in if other stuff around it's smoking. So that's why when you look at this area right here, all this stuff smoking is playing off into the morale. So I hope that's a really in-depth look at morale. Gives you a picture of how to move safely. I always prefer to move a little bit slower and leave the one troop behind in the city because there oftentimes you're going to have a high enough level to not lose the city. And if you need to get troops over there quick, you can still counter and get back. Because even if this guy won, he's going to take the city over, but he's going to be so hurt you could get him with one troop, right? And again, on a hit point basis, he's got 25, but my guy hits just a little bit harder. And that's why you can see it's just nailing him down here. So anyway, guys, hope that makes it crystal clear. I appreciate you watching the video. Make sure to sub for your boy. I appreciate it so much. Have a great night.